The Braves have enjoyed a successful April. They've won 14 of their last 18 games. In short, Atlanta's baseball team is just like its weather, hot. So tonight, the Braves look to finish up the month with one more final win as they wrap up this series with the Pirates. The Bats look to supply the offense. And Mike Minor will try to keep the Pirates quiet for one more day. The series finale begins now on Sports South. It was a hot day in Atlanta. The only thing hotter than the weather is this Atlanta Braves ball club. Tonight, they try to polish off the Pittsburgh Pirates and win this four-game series. It could be their sixth consecutive series win. All year long, Braves baseball on Sports South is being presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the right stuff, and the low price. Welcome upstairs to Banner Central with Joe Simpson and Dale Murphy. I'm Chip Carey. Welcome to Braves baseball. Atlanta playing excellent at Turner Field. Chance to take 3 out of 4 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And fellas, Mike Minor gets the ball in game 4 of this series, and he's been nothing short of spectacular of late.
That's right, Chip. If you look at his numbers here, these are great numbers, obviously, but pay particular attention to those the bottom of that graphic. His walk to strikeout ratio 1-15, and hasn't allowed a walk in his last 20+ innings pitched.
And it really started in that game at home against Milwaukee, where he was dominant against a good hitting Brewers ball club. And I think that really gave him the confidence to know that he can pitch to contact and that he doesn't have to pick around and walk anybody. And the last walk he issued was to the leadoff batter in that game against Milwaukee. But tonight the Braves are going against a tough guy, a really unheralded pitcher in the National League, in my opinion. James McDonald. You see great numbers in 3 starts against Atlanta, and he's coming off a brilliant start against Colorado.
Well, the month of April has been brilliant for the Braves. This is the last day of April. Let's see if Atlanta can finish off this month with a win. We'll break down the first month of this 2012 season for Atlanta when we come right back to Turner Field in a moment. Beautiful Monday night for baseball at Turner Field. Our last look at the Pittsburgh Pirates until the final series of regular season play. And Fellas, it is the last day of April. You heard on Braves Live the Braves players talking about this terrific start to the 2012 season. I don't know about you all, but I'm sad to see April go as well as the Braves have played this month.
It's been a while since the team's played this well in April, Chip, and certainly they didn't get off to this good a start last year. And you really have to go back all the way back to 2007 to see a record as good as this, and they have a chance to make it 15-8 with a win tonight. 7 comeback wins too have made it very exciting. And I'm curious, Dale, what your thoughts are about what a good April can mean to a ball club.
Well, to this ball club, I think it just reinforces the fact that they're back and that they're okay, and they got completely over that September thing last year. And I think it sends a message to the rest of the league as well. You know, this is a really good ball club. Had kind of a weird spring as well. Got off to an 0-4 start, but they're back in first place, and I think they're playing really confident. So I think typically for a veteran ball club, it doesn't mean that much, but I think this year it's important.
It's the 5th winning April for the Braves since the 2000 season. And if they can beat the Pirates today, it'll be 6 straight series victories. Let's see if the Braves can seal the deal. Mike Minor, James McDonald, first pitch, starting lineups, and Braves and Pirates baseball coming up after this. Baseball is brought to you in part by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Baseball is brought to you in part by Academy Sports and Outdoors, by AT Uverse, by Delta Airlines, and by Toyota. Well, let's see if the Braves can seal the deal. The Pirates are in town for the final time during regular season play. We'll see them the final 3 games, as we mentioned a moment ago, on the calendar. And Pittsburgh, a club that doesn't score many runs, but boy, can they pitch. And it's a much different looking lineup today for Clint Hurdle. Josh Harrison gets a start at shortstop. Yamaiko Navarro is in left field. Rod Barajas back behind the plate. And of course, James McDonald, a flamethrower, pitches and bats 9th against Mike Minor,
who makes his 5th start of the year. Pitching great baseball right now, as we just told you. 2-1 with a 3.42 ERA. But his last 3 ball games, he's been outstanding, going 2-0 with a 1.69 ERA. He made 1 start against the Pirates last year and got no decision. Went 5 2/3 innings, gave up only 1 run, but got the loss actually in that ball game. His 4 keys to pitching success today: home cooking. He's been very good at home, especially his last 6, 4-0 over that stretch, and line up home runs. Now that doesn't sound like it all goes together, but we were talking before this game started. This is the last day of April, and I don't remember ever seeing a lineup in the major leagues this late in April where you look down the Pirates batting order and there's only one guy in the batting order that's hit a homer so far in April. and that's Pedro Alvarez, who's hit 4. No one else in the lineup has a homer, and that's for him to take into consideration tonight against this club that's having trouble scoring runs.
So Jose Tabata is going to be the man that starts things off for Pittsburgh. Tabata's had a good series. 4 hits, 3 RBIs. And hitting .231, he's the leadoff man tonight. A sunny, warm, 84-degree night. And 1 ball, 1 strike to Jose Tabata.
Gosh, we should have invoked the 82-degree rule tonight. A little humidity, not much breeze. A warm night, though.
Upstairs, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. A bouncing ball to short. And Tabata is out number 1. Here's the Braves defense tonight for game 4 of the series. Prado, Bourne, and Eric Hinsky takes over in right field. Jason Hayward has a side issue. Tom Hart will have more on that in a little while. Brian McCann back behind the plate. Standard infield alignment as well for the Braves. Here's Harrison. Josh Harrison, a 111 average. 2 hits and 18 tries. Pirates have not gotten much production of late from their shortstop position. Clint Barmas started most of the time in this series, 0 for 11.
If you're Clint Hurdle, you're trying to figure out something that'll get this team going offensively. It's using some of your backup guys, or in Navarro's case, who's in there tonight, a super utility guy. Find somebody that might get hot, fire their offense up.
A strike to Harrison, who's a very tough man to walk.
Their team last or almost last in all of those different offensive categories. And runs per game, very important, of course.
Minor evens the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And so far, Joe, their pitchers have been kind of patient, saying, you know, we're okay, we know we're going to hit, but after a while it's going to start testing them a little bit. Thinking you got to pitch a shutout every night to win a ball game. That's going to be tough.
Fly ball shallow right. Hinsky near the line, comes in, makes the catch. Good play for Eric. And he makes a friend in the front row. For more on the Hinsky-Hayward situation, again, here's Tom Hart.
All right, thanks, Chip. Jason Hayward on his feet in the Braves dugout cheering that Eric Hinsky running grab. Jason woke up this morning with some unexpected soreness in his right side. He said he didn't remember injuring it during the game yesterday, but throughout clubhouse access today, his torso was heavily wrapped. It shouldn't be anything serious. Hope to see him back very soon.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Brian McCann was a fast healer. We didn't think Brian was going to play until tonight, but he texted Freddie Gonzalez yesterday and said, I want to play, and play he did.
Looked like he was bouncing around pretty good out there yesterday. Nothing limiting him.
Andrew McCutchen, the Pirates center fielder, 2 for 12 in the series.
Mike Minor's previous season, I should say, it seemed like he was always a strikeout guy, racked up a lot of them. But during this good run, his last 3 starts, nothing out of the ordinary. He did have 9 in 8 innings at Arizona, but 4 in 7+ innings against Milwaukee and just 2 against the Dodgers, which I think is another example of how he's pitching to spots, hitting his spots, and getting early outs and counts. so he doesn't have to run up a huge pitch count trying to get strikeouts.
Don't you think sometimes, Joe, young pitchers give hitters way too much credit?
Way too much.
And sometimes young hitters give pitchers way too much credit as well.
Change up, and McCutchen swings through that. There is a minor strikeout, but he breezes through the top of the first inning. Braves bats go to work against James McDonald. Mike Minor got the Pirates in order in the top of the first. Here comes Atlanta, tied for first with the Nationals and winners of 14 of their last 18 games. The man that sparked this great run is Michael Bourne. He's the leadoff man. Martin Prado, Freddie Freeman. In fact, it's virtually the everyday lineup for the Braves with the exception of Eric Hinske, who gives Jason Hayward the night off.
James McDonald, exactly the opposite of Kevin Correa. He has really struggled in his career on the road, going 8-15. We showed you the numbers on Correa yesterday and how good he's been on the road. This guy, not so much. Former Dodger, 6'4", 205 out of Long Beach, California, 27 years old. 9-9 last year with Pittsburgh. His 4 keys to success tonight: no hits. He had a no-hitter into the 7th inning in his last start against Colorado. Only 3 hits allowed in the start before that at Arizona. And yeah, he'd rather be wearing a white jersey, which would signify he's playing at home because of all those good home numbers.
He's lost 5 straight road games. As McDonald. And ironically, that last road win came against Atlanta.
And he was outstanding. That was July 25th here. 5 1/3 innings of 8-hit shutout ball. Struck out 9, didn't walk anybody that day. He throws hard, has a good curveball.
Lined over second. Bourne on in the first inning yet again for the Braves.
.93 fastball, and he just tomahawked it. Uncanny at getting on leading off games.
And here is our Academy Sports and Outdoor leaderboard. Look at what Michael has done.
Since April 13th, he's been the guy.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch with that. Him in that uniform with that tomahawk on it for 162.
Michael's been on in the first inning in 8 of the last 10 Braves games. Now he's at first for Martin Prado, the Braves left fielder. 5 for 12 in the series. Hit a big home run that gave Atlanta a much needed cushion yesterday.
That last start against Colorado, very indicative of the frustration you were referring to, Dale, with respect to these pitchers and how they feel like they got to throw a shutout to have a chance to win. I mean, he had a no-hitter into the 7th, gave up only 1 run and got a no decision.
Well, yeah, it's April. So far, everybody's patient over there, but you can't have that last too long.
Runner goes. The throw short, hops, and is still in time, and Bourne can't believe it. Kerwin Danley rings up Michael Bourne, and Freddie Gonzalez is out to argue. The throw short, hop. The bag was on the third base side of the bag, and still Bourne called out.
Michael wanted to plead his case some more, but both Terry Pendleton and Freddie Gonzalez trying to get him out of there before something worse happened. Oh, that's just brutal. Bad throw, short hop, wrong side of the bag. Walker's got to bring the glove back to the base. You understand why Michael's upset.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to figure when you can see it from 300 feet from up here.
Remember, Michael was called out on a forced play in Phoenix on a terrible throw. I think it was Ryan Roberts that short hopped to the second base bag. He was safe on that play, cost the Braves a run.
Didn't get a great jump. Looked like it might have been a hit and run, or else he wouldn't have been looking back at home plate too.
Yeah, I noticed that, Joe. Good point.
But he was popping up.
So Prado walks with 1 out.
I think sometimes umpires just a little too quick. Just take your time, see it, make the call. It's kind of a reaction sometimes. Michael's still shaking his head, which is totally understandable.
Here's Freddie. Swing and a drive toward the right field corner. That's a top spin line drive home run.
Sounded like he hit that with a pipe. First home run since he hit 2 at Arizona on the 19th.
Wow, how scary is that kid going to be when he starts pulling the ball with regularity? Now McCann goes a long way toward left. That's up against the fence. And that's out number 2.
Yeah, Freddie has had some incredible bats. Yesterday battled and was behind in the count. Hit a ball to left field, behind in the count. And here he gets a ball middle in and hits a rocket to right field. Being able to hit the ball with some pop all over the field at that age is incredible. I know Greg Walker, you just walked by him and mentioned the name Freddie Freeman. You gotta hold him back. Gets a little excited.
And one word keeps coming out from Greg, and that's special about Freddie.
Yeah, I heard Greg the other day say, I don't want to talk too much about him because I don't want to tell you everything I'm thinking about his potential.
So Freeman's 4th homer. 18 RBIs, and the Braves lead 2-0 with Dan Uggla in the box, and a pop fly foul out of play.
Hard worker too. Freddie was out early the other day. He had hit a couple balls on the nose, but had a couple strikeouts. Out about 4 hours before the game, getting some extra work.
Well, he told me he knows how teams are trying to attack him. They want to pitch him inside so he can't get his arms extended. What does hitting a ball with that kind of authority to right do to the opponent's game plan against Freeman?
Yeah, it messes you up. Yeah, He's just going to be that kind of hitter. They're going to have to figure out what he's doing at that particular time. Instead of, there's not going to be a book on him, because he's hitting the ball all over the place, every pitch. Just makes he's going to be tough to pitch to.
There's that curveball Joe was talking about from Mr. McDonald. No curve to Freddie Freeman's first hit of the day. A laser to right field brings home Martin Prado. A 2-run homer gives Atlanta a 2-0 first inning lead. Gives the Braves an early lead. Now Mike Minor ahead 2-0. Will face Casey McGee, the Pirates' first baseman.
We talked about young pitchers giving hitters too much credit, and vice versa. I can remember my first at bat. I was off of Rick Roden a million years ago.
That's inside the third base bag by Casey McGee. He'll have an extra base hit. First of the night for the Pirates. It's a leadoff double.
And I took it, and I back down at the box. I was thinking I could hit that one. All of a sudden I relaxed. I go, man, I can hit up here.
Yeah.
And I think Mike Minor's coming into his own. He doesn't know he can't throw the ball by everybody, and not everybody's going to hit every pitch you throw over the plate. He just keeps pounding that strike zone. Even there, it's okay. Guy got a hit. You know, don't panic. Keep coming in there. Odds are in your favor when you throw strikes.
Now it's Neil Walker, the Pittsburgh second baseman. He's at 254. Walker lays down a bunt. Minor slips and falls, and everybody's safe.
I think this was 100% an effort by the Pirates, and Walker in this case, just to get a guy over to get one run back. With them having so much trouble scoring runs, rather than just try to swing and hit a ball the right side, he wanted to make sure he got the guy over to third and wound up with a bunt hit.
So McGee at third, Walker at first. And here's Yamaiko Navarro playing left field tonight. Navarro originally signed by the Red Sox as an undrafted free agent in 2005. First got to the big leagues in 2010. Last year played in Boston and in Kansas City. Briefly, his 22 big league games last season.
Commanding both sides of the plate. That's what's been real successful for him lately. And not afraid to pitch inside. Last 6 starts at Turner Field, outstanding. Strikeout per inning and a 1.43 ERA.
I like his mound presence out there. It doesn't seem to change a lot, and the situation kind of has that same look no matter what's going on, which I think you have to have as a starting pitcher. Always be in control no matter what the situation is.
Line foul over third. That ball was scorched.
I don't know if they wanted to come in there, but the pitch was delivered up and in, and after the first couple of called strikes on the inside corner, Navarro was ready. Yeah, the target's in there. And he hooked it just foul.
Really is an account to maybe move the runner, but I think you're right, Joe. I think they're just trying to play for one. Eventually you'll probably see that guy on first move a little bit to stay out of the double play, just to get one.
As we've said a couple of times, this is a Pittsburgh team that really struggles to score runs. Just 49 this year. Their batting average is club 193 with runners in scoring position. Even worse, however, with less than 2 outs and runners in scoring position, they're hitting 159.
That's what Clint Hurdle was talking about earlier in the series, that they just can't seem to get that big hit.
And they won't here either. A little pop. Dan Uggla is there, makes the catch. McGee halfway down the line. Will stop there. And there's your first big out for Minor in the second.
Good to see Mike Minor cover first because they were both going out for that pop-up, Freddie and Dan, but then the throw was home. And might want to rethink that next time, because if that ball gets away from McCann, there's nobody there.
Yeah, he almost became a relay man instead of a backup.
Yeah, I think that throw there probably wouldn't need a relay man, but we saw a ball skip by Mack yesterday.
Well, here's the man that's provided all the home runs in the Pirate lineup tonight. Pedro Alvarez has hit 4 for the season. He's the only man in Clint Hurdle's starting 9 to make the Grand Tour. Double play ball. Out there, and Minor's out of second inning trouble. Mike gets the ground ball when he needed it most. And the Pirates again threatened but failed to score. Still 2-0 Atlanta. Already have an advantage of 2-0 on a Freddie Freeman home run. Tonight only buy the 1984 Dale Murphy replica jersey shirt package for just $60. You get 4 upper box tickets for the July 2nd game against the Cubs and 4 Dale Murphy replica jersey shirts. Braves reps are available now at 404-577-9100. Good looking shirt, Murph.
I know that somebody came dressed for the part today.
These mediums just don't fit like they used to.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a medium.
I checked it out beforehand. It's like a XXX.
Okay, I can't breathe. Yeah, I just happen to have this laying around. Come get one, people.
Yeah, 4 tickets. You get the shirt as Chipper lines out to second for out number 1 in the inning. Braves are not getting cheated against McDonald. They're hitting the ball very squarely.
Chipper was lamenting during batting practice. He said, every time I try to pull the ball, I hit it to left. Every time I try to hit one to left, I pull it. A little mad at himself.
Here's Eric Hinsky. He takes the ball low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Chipper's obviously a sweet swing his whole career. But there's something going on right now. He seems to be on a lot of balls, hitting it all over the ballpark, like you say. Really, just a sweet swing.
Well, I said about the ball he hit to the left field wall yesterday.
Yeah.
I said, you hit that ball good. He goes, yeah, but it was the same pitch that I lined for a single the night before, or 2 games before, when he drove in the 2 runs late. He said it's the same pitch. I just didn't get on top of it.
Look at Hinsky try to spoil a shift. And he will with a bunt.
Hey, if you're going to put the shift on, I'm going to take advantage. This is from the Home Depot tools from the dugout. Didn't need any dugout help here. That's just good baseball on Eric's part.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. I think some of this stuff is getting really extreme. They put the shift on. They bring the shortstop in, and Casey does that. It kind of defeats the purpose of the shift. I love it. Eric tried it yesterday. At least squared around yesterday.
The great thing is that he doesn't have to be real fine with it. He doesn't have to put it right on the line.
Just get it down somewhere in that general direction. Make him think twice about that.
How about the run Tyler's been on? He's got a 5-game hitting streak.
You've got to be impressed with the at-bats he's been putting up there.
Like that. Line drive the other way. That's skipping toward the warning track and in the corner. And Pasternak, he has doubled. Hinsky stops at third.
This kid's having some fun now, isn't he? After the worries of trying to fit in with a big league club, his first time in the major leagues. And since he was given those 2 days off to work on some things, he's come back on fire.
Yes, he has, and he's gone deep into some at-bats, fighting off some tough pitches and come up with some clutch hits. And again, look what that bunt by Hinsky created. Good stuff.
Mike Minor in the batter's box, a chance to help himself. Infield halfway up the middle, in at the corners. Braves pitcher. And Minor bunts through and misses for strike 1. Here's how hot Tyler Pasternak is. He's our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot.
9 for his last 17 now. And there's not a lot of cheap hits in there. I mean, he's hitting line drives to right field. He's hitting some hard ground balls to the right side and had that double yesterday to the gap in left center.
Yeah, left a breaking ball in. He took care of that one. Those balls he's been hitting to right have been tough pitches. He hasn't necessarily been behind him so much as they've been on the outer half of the plate.
It's not like Pasternak doesn't know how to hit. Baseball America said that he was the best hitter for average in the Braves organization last year. 299 at Mississippi, 365 in 27 games at AAA.
think we just need to remember those things. I think sometimes we exaggerate a little bit, go through that first week, 10 days, and he's struggling, and maybe he struggled a little bit in spring training, and all of a sudden it would panic a little bit, but he's proven he can put the bat on the ball. I'm thinking that was a little bit of a mix-up, that first pitch to Minor. He squared around, tried to bunt, maybe a safety squeeze. Brian Snitker pulled him down, talked to him. I want to see what he was thinking.
Mike swings it pretty good. He always is aggressive with his cuts when he gets up there. And with the infield in, if he can even just hit a hard ground ball somewhere, he might get Hinske in.
Breaking ball got him over the inside corner.
Pitch there you don't see. You don't see every day as a pitcher. Tough to hit that one every 5th day.
Especially when they throw it at you and cause you to flinch.
Exactly. That's tough to hit when you're playing every day.
Michael Bourne singled to start the game. Was incorrectly called out on a stolen base attempt. Now a chance to bring home Eric Hinske and maybe Pasternicki too.
Nice stop by Barajas. Off the chest protector and able to keep it in front of him. Working these right-handers over. That's why his average is up to 344 coming in.
Two balls and a strike. Sinking line drive played on a hop by Walker, and McGee almost forgot to touch the first base bag. Braves get 2 hits, leave 2 stranded. We go to the 3rd inning with Braves up 2-0. Out of 4 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And Braves fans, don't just watch the game, be a part of it with Game Connect on FoxSportsSouth.com. Track all the up-to-minute player stats and check in with the buzz around the ballpark. Check out Game Connect on FoxSportsSouth.com right now. Eight, 9, and 1 coming up for Mike Minor. Got a big pop-up and an even bigger double play ball to escape the Pirates from putting a run on the board in the 2nd inning. Barajas at 130 for the year.
Did a great job of pitching out of trouble there in the first inning. Or excuse me, the second inning. When we got runners at first and third. Most times in that situation, you're willing to concede one run just to make sure they don't have a big inning. He didn't allow any.
Yeah, what I liked as well is sometimes you get into a situation like that and you think, I got to strike someone out. You know, he didn't try to throw the ball too hard. Got a pop up, got a double play. Great job of getting out of trouble.
Now Minor, 3 balls and a strike to the 8th place hitter Barajas. And Mike's on a very long and impressive walkless run.
Well, it just ended. He had gone to the top of the list in terms of most consecutive innings without a walk at 22 1/3, and it will end at 22 1/3.
That's our SunTrust solid performance. Now Minor faces McDonald. James has 2 hits.
Might crack that regular everyday lineup.
The way he's going, you're right. The way they're going.
Get a couple knocks tonight. Could be in there. Not sure where he played. Tall, maybe first.
McDonald trying to advance Barajas for the Delta Airlines on deck batter. Jose Tabata is the hottest Pirate hitter. 11 hits in his last 7 games.
And about 10 of those to right field, kind of like Pasternicky.
Minor strikes out McDonald looking.
Turnabout's fair play on that hook to the pitcher, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Tough one to hit as an everyday player. As a pitcher, really not too fair. You know, Tabata took some of the most interesting swings this year. He's trying to fight balls off, but you got to give him some credit. He hit some balls off a Huddy the other day. I don't know how he made contact. He's done a good job for them getting on base, moving him up to the leadoff spot here. See if they can keep things going in that lineup. A little shake-up today.
Driven toward left, and that's going to bounce toward the warning track and up against the wall. Barajas, blessed with catcher's speed, will stop at third. Tabata has doubled with 1 out.
And he stays hot.
We talk about it all the time on this side, Joe. This kid here has hit the ball all over the field. Down the right field corner, left field corner.
And the catcher running in front of him, which helps the Braves out. Only able to advance to third base as Prado got it in quickly.
So again, the Pirates threatening. With runners second and third, 1 out, and Harrison up. Josh popped out to Eric Hinsky in right field. Mentioned he hasn't walked this year. That's a problem for the Pirates team too. This Pittsburgh club has 45 walks all season. This is their 22nd game. And Harrison fits right in with that. His limited duty with the big league club. He was a man that loved to swing the bat.
By comparison, the Braves have 75 walks.
.195 at bats with the big league team last year. Josh Harrison walked 3 times.
Good changeup. That's what he struck McCutchen out on in the first inning.
Yeah, it was a good changeup. Followed a hard slider inside. Really working both sides of the plate effectively.
Looping line drive into left field will fall for a hit. Barajas scores. Tabata, big turnaround third, will stop there. And Pittsburgh is on the board. An RBI single for Harrison makes it a 2-1 game.
Went back to the breaking ball here, Dale, and left it up.
Yeah, I think location was okay as far as what side of the plate he wanted it. Obviously, he wanted it down. Got in on him a little bit, didn't hit it very hard, but just a little up. Wanted to come back in hard with something in on his hands after that nice changeup and just left it up.
So now McCutchen bats, who struck out in the Pittsburgh first. And now he's going to sky one to center. That'll be deep enough to bring home Tabata. And on a sacrifice fly, Andrew McCutchen ties the game at 2. Seventh RBI for McCutchen.
Funny how it always seems to work too. He hasn't walked a guy in forever, and he walks the leadoff man in the third, and he comes around to score.
Here's McGee. Casey doubled, leading off the second inning.
People wonder why when you walk a guy does he always seem to score, but when he gets a hit the odds go down. It's really just an indication of what kind of control the pitcher has. That base hit to left was up a little bit, so he's struggling a little bit with his pinpoint control. It's really the walk is an indication of how things are going. And if guys are getting on base with hits, it means you're throwing strikes, you're throwing good. Stay with it. Walks are a bad indication.
Especially leadoff walks.
Yep. Braves got a little shift here on McGee. That's a long throw if he hits it right to Tyler Pasternak. Of course, got a guy on first, get the guy at second.
McGee not sure about that pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's a good hitter. Solid major league hitter. Played for the Brewers for the last couple of 3 years and became expendable when they signed Ramirez.
Oh, McCann thought that caught the outside corner.
Half the team was moving into the dugout on that one.
Good grief.
Ballnauer might have missed one.
And Miner's got to regroup here. Make a good pitch.
He did. And that will retire the side. McGee out on 4 strikes. And the Pirates score a couple of runs in the top of the 3rd inning. Freddie Freeman's gone deep. He's due up second. And the Braves come up in the 3rd inning. Coming up in the third inning on our Hardy's game summary, Mike Minor and James McDonald are tonight's starting pitchers. And in the Atlanta third, Martin Prado, Freddie Freeman, and Brian McCann are coming up for the second time.
Being the free swinger that I was, it's fun to see someone go up there. It looks like they have a plan every time up. You know, Joe.
Martin will do that, and he'll see a lot of pitches, and then he'll tomahawk one and ambush you like he did yesterday on that first pitch leading off, I think, the 7th inning.
Yeah, that was a thing of beauty.
It went a long way, too, 405 feet. Martin with a 5-game hitting streak working.
First pitch of the inning from Brad Lincoln, who was really dealing. Martin said he saw it out of his hand right away.
Nasty breaking ball. McDonald's had a good one tonight. That's 3 strikeouts. Here again, the Hardy's game summary with Freddie Freeman coming up. A long 2-run homer in the first inning.
I know this. It was a low rocket that hooked into the seats in right field.
Got his arms extended, but rolls to second. Walker is there. 2 outs.
Yeah, you hit that first one like I hit my 2-iron when I'm aiming at center field. I shank him over there all the time. Well, he hit that ball in the nose, too.
Tough couple of innings for McDonald to start, but he's got a chance to have a fast inning here if he can make a good pitch on McCann. I thought Bryant had hit his ball out to left field in the first inning.
Navarro caught it with his back to the fence. No shift to speak of for Bryan, but Pedro Alvarez way off the line at third base. And Bryan smacks one down the left field line. That'll reach the seats.
You know, I wonder why they aren't.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they wait till the count is in the hitter's favor. If it went to a 2-0 count, for example, Alvarez would have hustled over there and gone into that shift. At least that's what they did yesterday.
Within the at-bat.
High fly ball that will be well foul.
And here he goes.
Now it's on a 1-2 count.
Yeah, they must have some computer generating some data. I'd love to see it.
Breaking ball, and McDonald has 4 strikeouts through 3 innings, and he has a 1-2-3 frame. Top of the 4th, still 2-2. By Ford, by the Home Depot, by Jamieson Inn, and by AT&T. They're all the way from India cheering on the Braves tonight.
I hope they enjoy this game as much as that country enjoys cricket.
Strike one to Neil Walker, the Pittsburgh second baseman. He had a bunt single in the second inning. Mike Minor fielded the ball between the mound and the third base line and slipped and fell. Couldn't make a play. Now Walker a pop-up deep short. Pasternicki going out. Martin calls him off and makes the play for the first out. Once again, friends, tonight only buy that 1984 Dale Murphy replica jersey shirt package. They'll put your shirt on for only $60 and get 4 upper box tickets for the July 2nd game against the Cubs and 4 Dale Murphy replica jersey shirts. Braves representatives are available now at 404-577-9100.
I was joking around saying that was a medium. Joe, it wasn't. It was a large. It wasn't a triple X.
Okay. Okay.
They don't fit like they used to. Almost, though.
Navarro popped out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. And now a looping line drive will fall in front of Hinsky for a 1-out hit.
Talking about this before the game started, or as the game started, with their lineup and playing Harrison and Navarro, just trying to get something started offensively, and both guys have gotten hits tonight.
Harrison an RBI single in the third. Now Navarro a 1-out hit in the fourth. And that'll bring up Pedro Alvarez.
Yeah, Mike might be a little frustrated. Both of those pitches jammed. Navarro, he got those.
That's a line drive rocket off the bat of Pedro Alvarez. The only Pirate in this lineup with a home run this season, just added to that total. That's his 5th. And Pittsburgh now has a 4-2 lead.
This guy is catching fire. That's his 7th extra base hit in his last 6 games. Elevated fastball.
Yeah, Mike's made some good pitches actually on some of the base hits, which I was going to say got in on some guys. That one he won't be happy about that one.
That's no way to treat your former college teammate.
Is that right?
Alvarez and Minor both Vanderbilt alumni. Tom Hart will have more on that story later on tonight. As Rod Barajas, a 1-1 count. Most runs the Pirates have scored in a game this year is 5. They have 4, and we're in the 4th inning.
Barajas grimacing a little bit there. Almost like he hurt himself in that swing.
Might have. That caught the inside corner. Barajas not too sure about that.
This was the swing and foul tip on the one before, and the follow through, big follow through. Kind of grimaced. Kind of grabbed at his side a little bit too.
Tweak that oblique. You ever pull an oblique muscle, Joe?
No. Never swung hard enough. I couldn't generate the bat speed. But I've been thinking about how we see that so much more now. And I wonder if it has something to do with that high finish that I don't remember too many guys. I mean, George Brett was about the first guy I saw to do it when Charlie Lau began his influence on hitters. But that big, high, one-handed follow-through has to have put a lot of torque on that muscle.
That's a good point. It could be it. I don't remember anybody pulling an oblique. It seems to happen to a lot of the clubs. Every other week it seems like you're reading about someone with an oblique issue.
The Braves have had 2 side issues this week. I mentioned Brian McCann. Jason Hayward, if you're just joining us, woke up today with a sore side and is getting the night off. That's why Eric Hinsky's in the lineup. As Mike just missed outside.
I don't remember why, if there were a rash of them when we were playing, but the injury that Brian McCann had at the end of the week, the intercostal strain, there was that injury quite often, the muscle in between the rib cage.
Fouled off a pretty tough pitch right there, up and in.
Another good cut. After this game, the Braves will await the Phillies. We'll see Philadelphia here tomorrow night, Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon. The Pirates head to St. Louis for a date with the Cardinals. And Mike Minor has walked the 8th place man and the 9th place man on the Pirates lineup card.
That looked like a pitch out of frustration, guys. It looked like he tried to get a little extra on it to try and throw it by him, and then lost it high.
Yeah, I think you're right, Joe. But remember who's hitting, pitcher's hitting. Don't have to overthrow it. Get the ball over the plate. I think you're right. I think he's just a little frustrated. Overthrew it.
Here's Tabata. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. And down a quick strike. Mentioned the Phillies. They're playing at home tonight. They are beating the Cubs. Games in the 4th inning. How about the Marlins, guys? Arizona beat them again today. 9-5 was the final down in Miami.
I think they've lost 9 out of 10.
And as you look at the standings, for the moment, the Braves are in a flat-footed tie with the Nationals, who are idle tonight. Braves in Washington 14-8 atop the division. The Mets, with all their injuries, guys, just a game back. And that takes care of Tabata. Good pitch from Minor. Pedro Alvarez jumped all over a first pitch sequence from Mike Minor and drove it into the seats in right. That gives Pittsburgh a 4-2 4th inning lead. 4-2 deficit to the Pirates. Mentioned the Phillies. They're here tomorrow night with their skipper Charlie Manuel and of course that star-studded pitching staff. But Joe, like the Pittsburgh Pirates, the main problem for the Phillies has been a shocking lack of offensive punch.
That's part of our Jameson upcoming schedule. And certainly you're not going to be able to avoid seeing one or two of their good starters, and that's the case as Hamels and Halladay will pitch the first 2 games of the series, followed by Joe Blanton. It'll be Beachy, Henson, and Delgado for Atlanta. The Phillies are really scuffling without Utley and Howard in the lineup. I did see today some video of Chase Utley taking some batting practice. I don't know how close he is to getting back. And Ryan Howard is down in Florida at their extended spring training getting some work in too.
So like the Pirates, the Phillies have to feel pretty fortunate to be only 4 games out of first place with all that they've been through in the month of April. And our first look at the Phils here tomorrow night. Now let's see if Atlanta can make McDonald do some work. He's behind 2-0. James has struck out 4 men and has allowed 4 hits.
Dan struck out his first time up on some good curveballs and got himself into a good fastball count there, but just missed it.
And Joe, you made a good point earlier in the series. Until the Atlanta club saw A.J. Burnett, they really haven't seen guys with fastballs of the caliber of Burnett and McDonald all year.
You know, they've seen a lot of finesse guys, both left and right-handed, sinker slider types. Burnett was in the mid-90s. James McDonald 92, 93, some 94s.
That's line toward right center field. That's going to bounce off the fence. Dan Uggla on his way to second with a leadoff double.
Well, you saw him this spring wear that right field fence out. He's done that early in the year, this April, and just continues. He's had some big RBIs with some base hits the other way, shortened his swing, hit a ball that I thought was out the other day to that 390 mark. Great swing by Dan there.
That brings up Chipper, who lined out to second.
If what Chipper said was true about, or accurate about batting practice, where every time he tries to pull the ball he hits it to left field, I hope that doesn't happen here, because he needs to get Uggla over or get him in.
And he will get Uggla to third base. Productive at bat for Chipper. And 90 feet away with 1 out for Eric Hinske.
Nicely done.
Yeah, that's a good job by Chip.
The Pirates had the shift on for Eric his first time, and he spoiled it by laying down a bunt. Good stop, Barajas. Ball 1.
And were the circumstances the same and they put a shift on for him again, he'd gladly bunt again. But this is really more to Eric's liking. A runner at third, less than 2 outs. Chance to hit the ball hard to the right side and get that runner in with the infield back.
He did not swing. Ball 2. Eric's a former Pirate. Played 54 games in Pittsburgh in 2009. Finished the season with the Yankees. Then came to the Braves in 2010.
maybe thinking pitch around him a little bit to pitch to Tyler Pasternacky again. But Tyler Pasternacky has come up with some big hits when they've pitched around whoever's hitting him ahead of him.
Eric got the green light. Now 3 balls and a strike.
Probably the only one he's going to get to hit. Yeah, I mean, it sets up the double play. You probably got to do that, but Pasternacky has come through.
Hard to pull that fastball up and away like that one was. Borderline strike. Not even sure it was one.
Fly ball into center. McCutchen coming on. Still coming. Sliding try. Can't come up. Ugler will score. It's a 4-3 game.
Comes through again. Eric Hinske on a pretty good breaking ball. Backdoor breaking ball, Dale. That it was apparent that they didn't care if they threw a strike or not.
Yeah, probably kicking himself a little bit that he could hit it. Probably wanted to get it just a little bit down a little bit. Dan Ugler trying to figure out what to do there. Good decision to go back and tag up, because if he would have caught it, he would have walked in anyway.
So the Braves down a run for Pasternacky.
Fourth RBI for Hinske in 21 at bats. It's good work when most of those are coming off the bench.
I learned how tough that pinch hitting is at the end of my career. Man. Thankful I was an everyday player. If I'd have had to make a living pinch hitting, I wouldn't have lasted very long at all. Coming off the bench, tough work.
Little low, 2-1 the count.
Barajas wanted that one. That one, kind of like the one that they didn't get against McGee a few minutes ago for the Braves.
Line to short. Hinske's got to scramble back to first, and he makes it safely.
Good turnaround by Eric there, because you don't want to get doubled up and then have the pitcher leading off the next inning. Don't ever want to run into a double play, but especially when the pitcher's coming up.
But that's really one of the things that's tough about coming off the bench, being in the rhythm of the game, you know, and just anticipating those kind of things when you're out there every day. Those things kind of come naturally when you're coming off the bench, pinch hitting. And Eric does a great job of it. But base running is one of the things that you're not always in rhythm.
That's a good point.
One ball, one strike.
Another ball on the nose by Tyler Pasternack.
Donald does work quickly.
And that will retire the side. Dan Ugler leads off the inning with a double. Eric Hinske brings him home with a single to center. 4-3 now after 4 innings. front as we've completed 4 innings. Joe Simpson, Dale Murphy, Tom Hart. I'm Chip Carey at Turner Field, wrapping up this series with the Pirates. Josh Harrison has an RBI single in 2 trips. And Mike Minor quickly jumps ahead.
We've talked a lot about the Braves grinding out some at bats. Sometimes you got to do that as a pitcher. I was impressed with Randall Delgado the other night, not having his best up, but grinding it out, keeping it a 4-run game. That's what Mike Minor's got to do as well. Just keep grinding. This game is not out of hand.
Yeah, it's not flowing quite as easily tonight as it has the previous 3 starts.
Right.
And that's one of the differences right there. And that is with his fastball, he's really been spotting it to the corners. In, out, in, out. Tonight he's been in the middle of the plate a couple of times.
Rolled towards second. Ugla. And there's your first out. Couple of choices tonight for our McDonald's fans of the game. There's one interesting look.
Got the hat, the shades, and the helmet.
Uh-oh. Another bride, perhaps, at Turner Field.
I like that look. We said I do. I'm not happy about that.
I got to go with that. Anytime they say I do, got to go with that. It's big. Anybody can put their hat on backwards.
But I don't think we can say it any better than that. She's the winner.
Not everyone says I do.
Our McDonald's fan of the game. We'll have to see if Tom Hart can find it if they're from Oklahoma.
That seems to be the pattern.
Yep.
Although that bachelorette party here the other night with the bride-to-be karaokeing to Adele, I thought that was pretty good.
2 balls and a strike to Andrew McCutchen. I believe if this guy played in New York or Los Angeles, Chicago, you'd see him on the cover of Sports Illustrated. He'd be on all the newspapers, highlight shows all the time.
Couldn't agree more.
Pretty exciting player.
You know, even on that double by Ugla, it was just an automatic double. He made it a close play, getting the ball in quickly and making a good throw to second. Dan had to slide and pop up.
I mean, you look at the Pirate team and you think of Tabata, you think of McCutchen, you think of Walker, Pedro Alvarez, and they've got a nice core of young talent that they've been able to assemble. Their pitching this year has been, as we've talked about all series, absolutely terrific. But offensively, the Pirates have really struggled in the first month of the season.
It's like they got the pitching straightened out, squared away, something they've been fighting to get done for about 3 or 4 or 5 years. And now the hitting's gone south on them. Something they hadn't counted on.
McCutchen down on strikes for the second time. Minor's racking up the whiffs tonight. That's 6.
Well, his location's improving, Joe. The ground ball to Harrison was a nice moving fastball away. Obviously, to McCutchen, made some really nice pitches there.
Well, they're putting that shift on Dale for McGee, and there's pretty good balance by McGee so far this year, which would contradict the shift.
Well, it just seems that there's, to me, Pasternicki is playing in the hole, which for many years has been a hit. And guys play in their positions over these many years for a reason. They're usually in the same area because of the bulk of the ground balls go there. I know as a pitcher, you give up a ground ball to the shortstop area, you want it to be an out. If it's in the hole, it's like that's okay.
But doesn't a shift also sometimes tip the batter as to how the pitcher's going to pitch to him?
It's a great point. Exactly. To me, if I'm a hitter now, I'm saying to myself, well, they're not going to throw me away because a routine ground ball to second is a single. So I'm looking in and I'm ripping. I know there's method to the madness, but a lot of clubs are doing it. And you don't have to worry about a shift there.
Exactly.
Good way to do it.
7 strikeouts for Mike Minor. He gets the Pirates in order in the 5th. The top of the order is coming up.
On the strength of a Pedro Alvarez home run off of his former college teammate Mike Minor. Mike was just a freshman on the 2007 squad. He was the Saturday night starter. Their Friday night guy, a hurler by the name of David Price. Pedro Alvarez was part of a left side of the infield that all is in the big leagues right now. Pedro was a first-round pick of the Pirates, and next to him was Ryan Flaherty, who was a Rule 5 pick and is now with the Orioles. I talked with their college coach Tim Corbin today. He said Mike Minor showed up on campus. He already had that fantastic changeup, and Pedro Alvarez, they're lucky just to get him. The Red Sox signed him, and he turned down big money because his dad was insistent that that Pedro Alvarez become the first from that family to attend college. I say that choice worked out pretty well for Vandy, for Alvarez, and for Minor. Chip.
Great job, Tom. What a team Vanderbilt was able to put together. Pirates hoping that Alvarez and McCutchen will be cornerstones for the next decade or so in Pittsburgh.
Talking to my old teammate Bob Walk, who has done Pirates broadcasting for a number of years.
Bourne slaps one to left, and he's retired for the first out.
And he said, Murph, this Pedro Alvarez has got some pop. I said, really? He said, well, you know, what do you mean? He said, he's hit one over the pavilion, right field pavilion in Dodger Stadium. He said, it was BP. He said, but how many times, Murph, if you see the ball go over that either pavilion? I mean, I've never seen one in BP. I've never seen anyone come close.
That was Bob Walk in the Pirates broadcast booth.
See an old teammate.
That part of Dodger Stadium, Murph, they call that Simpsonville.
There you go.
Homer. Very nice. Martinez walked, scored, and struck out tonight. 4-3 Pittsburgh as the Braves bat in the 5th inning. Remember, there is a very big play in this game that went against Atlanta in the first inning that at the moment could be the difference in the game. Remember, Michael Bourne led off with a single, was called out trying to steal second. Replays showed him to be safe. Prado walked, and Freeman hit a 2-run homer. Alvarez tested at third, throws on the run and makes a good play. 2 out.
I was just looking up what Tom was talking about with respect to Alvarez being drafted by the Red Sox. They took him in the 14th round. So that did certainly, Tom, work out for Alvarez to go from a 14th round pick, get some college under his belt, and become a first-round pick. Very beneficial indeed.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think Willie Stargell hit one over that right field pavilion in a game, and that's what Bob Walk said. He's got Willie Stargell power.
Wow.
Murph, he says the problem is they're expecting him to be Willie Stargell right now.
Well, and that's something too that they've been looking for in Pittsburgh for a long time. Someone from the left side of the batter's box who can hit it over the short porch at PNC Park. Very tough park for right-hand hitters to go deep. A little closer for the lefties.
Yeah, they show some patience in him. They're definitely excited about his potential. Rightfully so.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Freeman. Bases clear, 2 outs in the Atlanta fifth.
If you missed it in the first inning, actually you could have been watching and you might have missed it because it got out of here so quickly. A low rocket, his 4th homer.
I would have had trouble remembering the handshakes.
Yeah, me too.
Way too choreographed.
You and I could have worked one out where we just slapped hands and went on and it would have been okay.
I figured out how to do a high five, but that was about all I could handle.
Did he go? Yeah, he went around that time on the appeal. Freeman's called out. He takes a long look at Doug Eddings down the third base line. And that is strikeout number 6 for James McDonald. Braves down an order in the 5th. Don't know about that one. 4-3 your score. Starting pitchers tonight. Mike Minor has won his last 4 decisions at home. James McDonald has a 5-game road losing streak for the Pittsburgh Pirates, yet it's McDonald ahead by a run after 5 innings. And for the Pirates, it'll be Walker, Navarro, and Alvarez.
Mike's coming off his best inning though in the 5th. 3 up and 3 down. Ground ball to second and 2 strikeouts.
Seems to be finding himself. You always want to find yourself as soon as possible. Sometimes it doesn't come to this point, but you gotta get through it, battle, keep battling, which he has been. Working the sides of the plate though a lot better. Not too many balls right down the chute.
And he has not been afraid to throw to that inside corner to right-hand hitters all night.
Well, I'll tell you, if I was a young pitcher, I would have watched Huddy yesterday, and I don't know what the percentages are how many pitches were on the inner half of the plate, but I was stunned, really. I mean, I've seen Huddy pitch, but I saw it yesterday. I was like, man, it seemed like 7 out of 10 pitches were on the inner half.
That one lined to right by Walker, and he's aboard to lead off the 6th inning, his 2nd hit of the game. And Mike back to the stretch. Again, tonight's your chance to purchase the 1984 Dale Murphy replica jersey shirt package for just $60. You get 4 upper box tickets, and those tickets are for the July 2nd game when the Cubs come to town. You'll also get 4 of those very handsome Dale Murphy replica jersey shirts. Braves reps are available now by phone. Call them 404-577-9100.
Not the red, but the powder blue.
One ball, no strikes, 2. You might go Navarro. His 2nd hit of the season turned into the 3rd Pirate run. He scored ahead of Alvarez's 2-run shot in the 4th inning.
Really working the outer half well. That base hit to Walker was a good moving fastball away. Did a good job of hitting that ball to right field. Those 2 pitches there, I thought the first one was a strike.
We had the benefit of watching the replay a 2nd time on Freddie Freeman's check swing, too, between innings. Looked like he was able to stop his swing. Unfortunately, Doug Eddings did not.
Tough pitch to handle, blinded, and the ball dropped at second. Squirted into it out of the glove of Dan Uggla. And Walker is in safely with a stolen base.
They had him. Brian, a quick shift of his feet, a good throw, a little short hop, but not impossible to handle. That short a hop. But they had him by a good margin.
McCann did a good job of getting rid of that ball so quick on a slider low and in, which is the toughest one to get rid of that quick.
First steal for Walker. Now a 3-1 count to Navarro. And he drives that ball deep down the left field line. Will the park hold it? It won't. It's a home run for Navarro. The Pirates have hit 2 homers tonight, and for the first time all year they have scored more than 5 runs. They have 6. It's a 6-3 game.
Second big league homer for him.
The fastball, I don't think the location was terrible. I didn't see any movement, really. I think that's one of the problems with that pitch there.
So the bottom of the order for the Pirates has done a lot of damage tonight. Navarro a 2-run homer. Pedro Alvarez a 2-run homer his last time up.
That home run wouldn't have been as costly if the Braves had made the play at second.
There's the Alvarez homer. That came in the 4th inning. And a pitch at the Weathers, and he didn't miss it. And Alvarez is caught looking. Strikeout number 8 for Mike Minor. And for more on Pedro Alvarez, let's again join Tom.
Yeah, good to see the former teammates get back at each other as Minor strikes out Alvarez at time. Talked earlier about how he had the opportunity to sign with the Boston Red Sox but turned down money. Now, that was significant money. Why? Well, even more important to the Pedro Alvarez family, because his father was a taxi driver in New York City. So how do you make it to the bigs from the Bronx? Simple. His dad built a batting cage in the basement of their apartment house. Every night on a regular basis, he would be down there throwing BP to Pedro in the basement of that apartment building. That honed the swing, and Tim Corbin, the head coach at Vandy, said, I knew we'd have a chance to get him because I knew education was important after his parents had enrolled him in a private school in New York City. And now, as besides that strikeout, we've seen things are looking up for the former first-round pick. And by the way, I've done a little bit of homework, Joe. Oklahoma is spared this time. This is Troy, and I'm going to get this right. Lauren and Troy Ezel. They're from Florence, Alabama, and they got married right here at Turner Field at home plate on Thursday afternoon. They're back for their second game here on their honeymoon. I asked, what else are you doing on your honeymoon in Atlanta these last couple of days? That's it. Just a hotel room and Braves baseball, and they are plenty happy.
What more is there?
They've got it figured out. So congratulations to them. That's awesome.
Good work, Tom.
0-2 to catcher Rod Barajas. And Minor gets him with a changeup. 9 strikeouts for Mike Minor tonight.
Well, isn't it interesting that his strikeout totals are up, and yet his runs allowed are also up.
Yeah, that's enough to drive you crazy.
Nine strikeouts equals his season high. He's thrown 97 pitches and now has McDonald. Batter's box, and the pitcher takes a strike. Little tapper out towards second, and gets his man, and that retires the side. And Michael Navarro's second big league homer was a 2-run shot in the 6th, and it extends the Pirates' lead to 3.
Braves got on the board first on this Freddie Freeman line drive homer to right. That was 2-0. But in the top of the 3rd, the Pirates came back on a double by Tapia, base hit by Harrison, and then a sacrifice fly by McCutcheon. 2-run homer by Alvarez put him on top in the 4th. Braves got another run in the 4th inning on this RBI single by Eric Hinsky, who played at Ugla that had led off the inning with a double. But after they got within a run, Yanko Navarro, a 2-run homer in the 6th after Walker had singled. And it is 6-3 Pirates.
So for the first time this year, the Pirates have crossed the 5-run threshold. They lead 6-3 with the middle of the Braves order coming up. Brian McCann, Dan Uggla, and Chipper Jones. James McDonald, historically tough against the Braves. He's been tough again tonight.
He's really mixed his pitches well. That curveball's been outstanding, but that was a good changeup, straight change there. Again, he's one of those guys that you just don't ever hear anything about. Kind of like McCutcheon, you were talking about him if he was in another major market. Same with this guy.
And again, with 2 strikes, a momentary pause so the Pirates can employ their shift. And Brian rolls it to first. He's got it. And there's out number 1. Time for some trivia. Murph, you ready to go? Let's see what we've got in store for you.
Ready to go.
Pirate to record 200 strikeouts or more in a single season.
I give up.
That's a lot of
How many innings do we have? Where's Google?
No cheating
No,
is allowed.
no cheating.
Nope. Can't. Yeah. That's a big no-no. Here's Dan Uggla. He swings the first pitch. And into right center field is McCutcheon. Andrews got it. And 2 out.
It's a lot of strikeouts. First guy that comes to mind is Doug Drabeck.
We don't have a couple innings. We got to come up with something right now.
No, we got some time.
We got some time. Okay, good.
I've got a guess that might surprise you. This guy had 1 great year with the Pirates in recent memory. Remember Oliver Perez?
Yeah. Good one.
Chipper swings the first pitch. This one deep center. McCutcheon at the wall is going to make the play. The ballpark just big enough to hold that drive off the bat of Chipper Jones. And McDonald is through the 6th inning with a 6-3 lead. Jose Tabata 1 for 3 with a run scored tonight.
Mike due up third in the bottom of the inning. Most likely his last inning, so at 100 pitches he needs to make this quick and hold him right there.
3 balls and a strike.
This is where a pitcher develops that mental toughness, knowing he's given up 6 runs, not his best stuff. He's got to treat this like, I've had pretty good stuff tonight. It's only a 3-0 game or something like that. You know, bear down, keep this game right where it is. Yeah, obviously, his control's a little off, but he's punched some guys out.
And just think what a difference this game is versus his last 3 in terms of just being off that much. Just a couple of inches location-wise, and what a difference it makes at this level.
And for a man that hadn't walked a hitter in 20 1/3 innings, Mike has walked 3 men tonight. And Tabit is aboard to start inning number 7. All year long, Braves baseball on Sports App is being presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price. And Roger McDowell will go to the mound and talk it over. Final day of April. Lots of surprises around Major League Baseball. No home runs for Albert Pujols. That has to be a huge surprise over in the American League. Baltimore Orioles are in first place in the AL East. The Cleveland Indians are in first place in the AL Central.
Derek Lowe's 4-1.
The Braves and Nationals tied atop the National League East, with Washington idle tonight.
Can expect that from a couple of leadoff guys at the top, but not from Mr. Pujols.
Maybe the other big surprise is that the Angels 7-15, already 9 games behind Texas.
We talk about that sometimes with respect to, let's use the Phillies for example. They're not scoring any runs. They're playing sub 500 ball, but nobody, despite how well the Braves have played, and certainly Washington, nobody's really run off and left them. But Texas can run off and leave you, and that's what's happened to the Angels.
Yes, they can. That ball club. Saw a stat the other day of the computer generated. You know, they play the season 1,000 times. Angels started out the season with 60% chance of winning the division, and after this many games, it's gone down to about 5% or something already.
Just ask the Red Sox and Braves about those computer simulations. Looking back at last September, Chipper, nice play, good stretch. Every team that gets off to a bad start says, well, we still have 5 months left. And Boston would be one of those teams too. If they win tonight, they'll be at 500. Remember all the trouble that Bobby Valentine and the Red Sox were going through?
Good play by Chipper again on one of those slow rollers. This time a bunt. Excellent job.
Chipper's made a lot of good plays coming in barehanding the ball, hasn't he, Joe?
Sure has.
That'll do it for Mike Minor tonight. He'll give way to Chad Durbin as the Pirates continue to bat in the 7th. Braves baseball is brought to you in part by Blimpie, by Academy Sports and Outdoors, by Georgia Power, and by Nissan. 6-3 Pirates with a runner at second, one out. We're in the top of inning number 7. There's the line for Mike Minor tonight.
Two-run homers. Big part of tonight's game. One from a likely source, one from an unlikely one.
And so Chad Durbin will answer the AT call to the bullpen. Chad seems to have righted the ship after a rocky start out of the pen.
I'll say gave up home runs in each of his first 3 outings and hasn't allowed a run since then in 6 opportunities to come out of the bullpen and help the Braves out. In fact, he hasn't given up a hit in any of his last 4.
So he'll take aim at Andrew McCutchen, the Pirates center fielder, who has a sacrifice fly and a couple of swinging strikeouts tonight. Ground ball through the whole left side. Tabata had to wait and make sure that ball got through before he advanced to third base, and he does. Runners at the corners, 1 out.
See how the Braves play this, Dale. E all night. Now you've got a double play situation. It looks like they're still going to play Pasternicky in the hole. That means Uggla's going to have to take just about any throw.
Yeah, and that's one of the challenges with the shifts is being unfamiliar with the territory that you're in. Throws different angles. Ground balls coming at you different angles.
Well, this guy does not run well, so if you can get him to hit it on the ground, you can get out of the inning.
He's hitting to 1 double play. The Pirates have bounced into 14 of them.
If I was McGee here, I would be doing everything I could to hit a ground ball at second base. Get one to the right side of the field.
Yeah, approach it like you've got a guy at second with less than 2 outs.
Trying to get a guy
nobody out.
Exactly.
Get him over.
Trying to get a guy over if you. It's a good pitch to do it there. He took it.
Right under his knuckles. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And I think that's what they're doing, is trying to pitch to the strength that this shift presents defensively.
That one gets away from McCann. That's going to score a run. Tabata scores from third base. That makes it a 7-3 Pirate lead.
Slider away. Just too far away for Mac to come up with it.
So add that run to Mike Minor's total tonight. 7-3, 3-2 pitch. And McGee checked to swing.
And that's a tough one there. You know, we've seen this their bullpen in this series, which They can throw some gas around this ballpark. Pretty impressed with Hanrahan the other night. You hate to give up a run in that manner.
Right. Oh, and Grilly too.
And
he
Grilly
came in, struck
sure.
out the side. He was mighty tough.
So that scoring play ruled a passed ball. And now after a base on balls to McGee, Neil Walker bats. He's 2 for 3 tonight. You look at this Pirate team, guys, you know they're not going to hit 220 the rest of the season. Their offense is logically going to have to improve. You also wonder if they're going to pitch to that very low collective ERA over the course of a whole season. The truth is probably somewhere in between. They have to be excited with the way they swung the bats tonight. This is a breakout game for the Pirates. The first time they scored more than 5 runs all year long.
Yeah, well, once they get those bats going, there's going to be times when you're right. Pitching isn't there, but they're going to turn it on a little bit offensively. Nothing there till tonight offensively. But you got to think over the course of the season, this ball club's going to beat some people in more ways than just good pitching. I think they show they got some potential offensively. They showed some of it tonight. Jumped on some mistakes.
And for those who haven't caught the first 3 games of the series, the last time we saw the Pirates in this ballpark, they came to town in first place. And the 19-inning game that went Atlanta's way on that questionable call at the plate. Pirates lost the next day in extra innings. And the Pittsburgh team, which led the Central with a 53-47 record, finished the year at 19-43. Base hit right side by Neil Walker. McCutcheon around third. He's going to score. Hinsky. His throw to third base is late. And 2 hits and a walk allowed by Durbin in the 7th inning. So which Pirate club will Clint Hurdle have in 2012? The team that was very, very effective in the first 100, or the team that really collapsed in their final 62?
They certainly are better than what that record would indicate after their series here in Atlanta. I don't think it's going to be a team that hits a lot of home runs. They just don't have that much power up and down their lineup, but they're capable of manufacturing some runs because they've got some good speed and they've got some good contact hitters. But give guys credit like Navarro and Harrison tonight for stepping into the lineup, who don't hardly ever get to play. And here in the last day of the month, they've had their best offensive day with these 2 guys in the lineup.
8 runs, 10 Pirate hits. And they'll need their hitting shoes on for their next series. They go to St. Louis, play the Cardinals. Cardinals with a 3-game lead over the Reds in the National League Central. Slow roller toward Chipper. He'll flip to Dan Uggla, who had to stretch out, and he hauls in that for the second out. But scoring on the play is McGee, and that's a 9-3 Pirate lead now.
These add-on runs, huge for Pittsburgh. Finally a night where they can have a lot of high fives in their dugout offensively.
Pedro Alvarez, a 2-run homer.
Pirates were 6 for 28 with runners in scoring position in this series coming into tonight. They're 5 for 8 tonight.
Popped up. A mile high for Freddie Freeman near the target. And and he's got it. And that ends the 7th inning. Stretch time, but Pittsburgh has stretched their lead. It's now 9-3 in the 7th. And we hope you'll join us for that 3-game series. Take a 9-inning lunch break this Thursday. Watch the Braves battle their National League Eastern Division rivals. Great seats are available. Get your tickets today and come on down to Turner Field. Joe Blanton and Randall Delgado will be the starting pitchers. And here's a look, Joe, at the Phillies, who will limp into town with a losing streak of 5 of their last 8 games.
Yeah, the pitching's still good, though. 6th in Major League Baseball. The starters ERA 5th in the big leagues, and they'll bring Hamels and Halladay in the first 2 games. That Thursday afternoon special, Delgado against Blanton.
And the Phillies are winning tonight at Citizens Bank Park. That's a 4-1 game. They lead the Cubs. Here it's 9-3 Pittsburgh. Eric Hinske leads it off, and he drives one a long way down the left field line. Navarro on the run, won't get there. It's up off the fence. And that snaps a streak of 8 straight retired by McDonald. Eric Hinske with a 3-hit night tonight.
Great contribution from Eric, filling in for Jason tonight. One of those hits, a bunt single, and they put a shift on for him. The other an RBI single, and now a leadoff double.
Another nice piece of hitting by Eric Hinske, which we seem to say a lot. It's interesting, Joe. No shift whatsoever on that at bat.
Juan Francisco will hit after Tyler Pasternicki. Tyler's 1 for 2. He's got another double tonight, and he will have a 6-game hitting streak. Two and one. James McDonald took a no-hit bid into the 7th inning against the Rockies in his last start. He's given up 3 runs, 7 hits tonight.
He was originally with the Dodgers. He was drafted by them in the 11th round in 2002 and actually made it to the big leagues with them. The Pirates got him in a deal for Octavio Dotel when the Dodgers needed some bullpen help down the stretch a couple of years ago. I wonder what kind of all-star team you could put together of players that were traded for Dotel in his career.
Well, you know, Joe, if you're right-handed, you can pitch forever.
Yeah.
But they've put together a real nice staff. We didn't see Charlie Morton, the former Brave, in this series. He made great strides last season for the Pirates. Donald's pitching well. Bedard was sensational here the other night. As Tyler takes a called third strike. That's the 7th strikeout for the Pittsburgh right-hander. Juan Francisco will be the hitter.
Well, you can't help but be impressed with what the arms they've put out there. Stats show it.
Sundays on Fox Sports South. Join Tom Brokaw for Boys in the Hall, the personal stories of some of baseball's greatest legends. This week it's Harmon Killebrew. Boys in the Hall, Sundays presented by Subway Restaurants, where winners eat.
Harmon Killebrew, one of the great people that's ever been in this game.
Strike one to Francisco.
I like the story I heard about Harmon from one of the Twins. I think it was Kadire when he was there. They were at an autograph show and guys were signing it. Ball came down to Harmon, couldn't read the signatures, got up and went back and told the players, hey, if you're going to sign this ball, you make sure people can read it. You sign one more ball like this and I'm leaving.
Wow.
A lot of class.
Rolled toward first, but McGee gets there late. It's a foul ball, 0-2.
Kadire said, yes, sir. Good ambassador for the game. Good guy, will be missed.
Francisco is down on strikes. McDonald has 8 strikeouts in the game.
That sequence of pitches to Francisco, pretty good evidence of McDonald's command tonight too, because he kept throwing that slider down and in, a little more down and in, and finally so far down and in that there's no way Francisco could catch up to it. Good idea by his catcher Barajas too.
Most strikeouts in a game for McDonald in the big leagues, 9. He has 8. His career high came against Atlanta July 25th last year, which again was the last time he won a game on the road. The 8 strikeouts matches his last performance, that one hitter out against Colorado. And now Michael 1-2.
Tough breaking ball there. Well, you got to say that the difference tonight, Joe, is that location that he has had. Mike Minor just didn't quite have it where he wanted it.
And he threw more curveballs at right-handed hitters than I'm used to seeing too, causing them to freeze and lock them up, just like the one we saw to Pasternicki that he took for the called third here this inning.
Yes, he has. All of his stuff has been good, but that breaking ball has been exceptional.
And he has equaled his career high. 9 strikeouts here in Atlanta last year, 9 strikeouts tonight for James McDonald, and 9 is the magic number for Pittsburgh in the
It's up on the Braves 9-3. Talked to David Ross this afternoon. He said it's been a tremendous April, not just the results on the field thus far for the Braves, but the mood around the team as well.
We feel good. You know, we got good guys in here. We all, you know, cheer each other on, and we know it's a long season, as everybody else does. The Phillies know that. You know, from the bottom team to the top, we all know it's a long season. You got to keep playing hard, but we're happy with the way we started for sure.
And Chip, what a difference a month makes. When the Phillies come in town to start off the month of May, they'll be looking up at the Braves instead of the other way around as it was at the end of April last year.
Thank you very much, Tom. You're right. 5th winning April for the Braves since the 2000 season. As Livan Hernandez goes to work in relief of Chad Durbin, he answers the AT&T call to the bullpen. Guys, you've played in the major leagues. Good starts in April, but obviously are very important. I want to get buried in the first month and play catch up all summer.
No question about it.
Look forward to coming to the ballpark. Can't wait to get here and see what kind of streak you can put together, and if you can put some distance between you and some other teams in the division.
There's a strike to Barajas. Showed fans at home this graphic earlier. A look inside what has been a very solid month of April for the Braves.
Yeah, that's just the offense.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's been the part that everybody has been talking about the most, is how good the offense has been since the first 4 games of the year, after those first 4. And maybe overlooking a little bit of how good the pitching's been to complement it.
2-2 to Barajas. I believe the bullpen's undefeated. Last bullpen to be undefeated in Major League Baseball. The workload, I think, for O'Flaherty, Henderson, Kimbrel has been managed terrifically because of the starting pitching you mentioned the last couple of weeks, Joe. That is up the middle for Rod Barajas. His first hit of the series. But maybe most importantly, fellas, is after the first 4 games of the season, when the Braves started playing better baseball, no one's talking about September anymore.
That's a good thing. Get that behind you and quit talking about it. Quit bringing it up. The players were very happy that just kind of went away.
Livan catches the bunt attempt by McDonald, and there's out number 1.
That was a good play. A veteran move by a veteran pitcher who, before he caught the ball, took a peek over to see what the runner was doing. He was thinking about letting this ball drop.
Yeah, he was a little frustrated with himself that he did. Kind of had that idea, and then at the last second decided to catch it. He lets that ball drop. They got a shot. You got to be a little careful at first, though. you got to make sure you tag that runner first before you step on that base. At least if he's standing on the base, you got to be careful, because then it takes the force away and he doesn't have to go anywhere. It's a little confusing sometimes.
Got to be a tap dance over there if you're the runner.
Yep.
Clint Hurdle pushed the right button for his leadoff man tonight. Alex Presley has been the Pirates' leadoff guy in the first 3 games of the series. He had his 12-game hitting streak snapped last time we met the Burgers. So Presley gets the night off. Tabata scored a couple of runs tonight. Had a double in the 3rd inning. Walked and scored in the 7th on a passed ball.
Dale, I made this comment a couple of games ago about, for a guy that bats at the top of the order, he really has a strong grip in his top hand. Bat really set deep in his hand and wrapped around the bat a little bit, compared to a guy who's usually got the bat in his fingers a little more.
Oh, what a play by Freeman. See how he caught that ball? And Tabata safe at first.
Those funny swings we've seen during this series, exactly. I think part of it is how he's got that hand wrap.
Is his different grip. I agree with you. I hadn't noticed that before. I think you got a great point there. is a very unusual grip.
More good glove work by Freddie. Only top of the speed prevented the double play.
Freddie Freeman's impressive over there. Saved a few errors on throws, and doesn't seem to miss ground balls over there. Hits everything.
It'll be very interesting for me to see nationally what kind of voting support Freddie Freeman gets for the All-Star game this year. Runner-up to Kimbrel, of course, for the Rookie of the Year last year. Freeman's already won a Player of the Week award this year. Plays great defense, as you guys have mentioned. Swinging the bat exceptionally well. With Fielder gone, with Pujols gone, with Ryan Howard hurt, Freddie's got an excellent chance of getting serious consideration for an All-Star berth this year. And Levon strikes out Harrison, and that retires Pittsburgh in the 8th. 9-3 Pirates. On Fox heads to Talladega to take on the big one as defending champion Jimmy Johnson leads the world's best drivers in a chase for the checkered flag. Fox Sports is proud to bring you exclusive coverage of the Sprint Cup Series racing with the Aaron's 499 live from Talladega Super Speedway Sunday at 12 Eastern, 9 Pacific.
That's going to make a lot of guys mad that like to time it for that last lap.
Yep.
Going to have to start early.
So we really have two trivia questions tonight, Dale. I know you're a big NASCAR fan. Why is it the Aaron's 499 and not the Aaron's 500? Does anybody know?
Well, Aaron's always gives you good deals.
Yeah, it's, you know, you beat me to it.
Discount.
Yeah, on the special sale.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Prado leads things off against McDonald, who has tied his career high in strikeouts. He has 9 of them tonight. Clint Hurdle's letting him go with a big lead. Chance to set a career mark tonight.
He's only thrown 104 pitches. It's not like he's had to go to a 3-2 count to strike everybody out.
He has 1 walk. That was in the first inning to Prado, who scored on the Freddie Freeman home run. Now he's got 2, and there's a start in the 8th.
Well, walks have been unkind to both sides. And you mentioned his walk in the first inning led to a run. The Braves have walked 4 men tonight, 3 by Minor, 1 by Durbin, and of those 4 walks, 3 have scored.
Ray Searage, the Pirate pitching coach, pops out of the dugout. He'll talk things over with McDonald, who's at 106 pitches for his night's work. While we have a moment, let's take a look again at our AT&T Uverse trivia question. Can you name the last Pittsburgh Pirate with a 200 strikeout season?
I'm sticking with Draybeck.
Well, I've been thinking about this a lot, and someone who I faced quite a bit, Harvey Haddix. I love Dre. I'm going to go with Harvey Haddix.
I'll go with Oliver Perez.
You are in Danson Bobcat area.
Harvey Haddix. Where did I come up with that?
Yeah, Oliver Perez had that one great year with the Pirates and never really was able to put it back together. That's a shame. He had an electric arm. No balls and a strike. Freddie Freeman fouls it to the left side. Hey, good news in Philadelphia. The Cubs have come back to tie the Phillies at Citizens Bank Park.
Can't keep a good Cub down.
Philly fans got to be enjoying that one. These fans let you know what they think. I shared a story the other day on the radio. I struck out with the bases loaded. Guy came out and yelled at me, and I looked up at him. Wasn't too pleased with what he was saying.
Freddie down on strikes, and that's 10 for McDonald, a new career high.
And I watched him and wanted to see where he was sitting. He was sitting behind home plate. He had walked all the way out to right field to yell at me, and then came all the way back to his. See, they're dedicated in more ways than one there.
Here's Brian. Some would say committed. They are, yes, very passionate about their Phillies, their Flyers, their Eagles, and their Sixers up there. 2 strikes to Brian.
He has done such a good job tonight. We've been bragging on his curveball, and it's been good, but he has done a really good job of burying that slider on the left-handers too, and he hasn't made any mistakes with it that I've seen. Freddie hit a fastball for the home run in the first inning.
You're right, Joe. I can't remember a quote unquote hang and break at the moment.
Everything's been down and right in everybody's shoe tops.
That gets by McGee. Walker backs up though and throws to first in time. The old routine 3-4-3 put out. And Martin at second base.
That's another example of what you were talking about, Joe. That ball's hittable, but you can't do anything with it.
And you got to guard the plate. You don't want to get caught looking.
Right. That's about as hittable as they've been.
Breaking it to the outside corner, and Brian had to go out there and try to protect the plate.
What a night though for James McDonald, a man that has really been tough on the Braves. Set a career mark in strikeouts with 10, and he leads 9-3.
a wealth of runs finally for the Pirates to support James McDonald's good work. There's his line on the night, pitching into the 8th inning. 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. Here's a look at how he got some of those strikeouts, and notice all the breaking pitches, especially to the right-handers, to get them to flinch, and then the lefties down and in, down and in. There wasn't one fastball strikeout in there that I saw of those 8. Those were 8 of the 10. Did you see a fastball strikeout?
No, I didn't. The breaking ball, and then what is that other one?
Maybe a changeup that he kind of turned over a little bit.
Some really nice off-speed stuff with some excellent location, obviously, with those strikeouts. And seeing what he's done tonight.
He was nasty. Toyota plays of the game.
So Resop comes on. Martin Prado at second. 2 outs. And Dan Ugla, the batter. Dan has doubled and scored. This is the second time we've seen Chris in this series. He worked the 6th inning of Eric Bedard's start in game 2. Threw a ton of pitches, threw 29 of them in that inning, and the Braves tagged him for a run. Mile high pop up. Pedro Alvarez in foul ground is there, and that retires the side. We are through 8 at Turner Field. It's James McDonald's night tonight. In part by the Georgia Lottery, by Honda Lawn and Garden, and by McDonald's. 9th inning in Atlanta. Mike Minor and James McDonald were the starters. Minor roughed up for 7 runs in his 6 innings and a third. Chad Durbin, now Livan Hernandez have followed him out of the Braves bullpen. And Andrew McCutchen starts things off for the Pirates. Every regular player for Pittsburgh has a hit tonight. The only man who does it is McDonald, but he took care of business from the mound with 10 strikeouts.
That was the hard curveball from Livan. Not his 68-mile-an-hour hook, but his 70-mile-an-hour hook.
Don't really like to use the term mop-up innings in a game like this, where Braves are down 6 runs. But these are important innings that Durbin and Hernandez are soaking up for this Atlanta ball club. I mentioned earlier that their ability to pitch multiple innings has really allowed Freddie Gonzalez to rest Johnny Venters and Eric O'Flaherty.
Every one of his outings have been multiple inning outings.
And another strikeout for McCutchen. That's 3 times he's whiffed in tonight's game. One away in the 9th. And a reminder, time's running out for you folks. To purchase the 1984 Dale Murphy replica jersey shirt package, it's $60. You get 4 upper box tickets July 2nd against the Cubs and 4 Dale Murphy replica jersey shirts. Give the Braves ticket reps a call at 404-577-9100. Swing and a miss by Casey McGee.
You hear people talk all the time about how we just, we want to go out and relax, have some fun, and enjoy playing the game. And at this level, you want to do that. You certainly want to enjoy yourself, and it's always easy to enjoy yourself when you're winning. That adage about having fun, I mean, this is a business, and there's a lot of competition going on the field. But when I watch Livan Hernandez, it doesn't matter what the score is or what the temperature is. He always looks like he's having a good time.
Yes, he does. And obviously that feeling, that attitude, that approach has served him well.
Mm-hmm. He just kind of has that look on his face like he knows a little something that the hitter doesn't, and he's going to exploit it.
But he pitches. I mean, there's no secret to Livan Hernandez. He's not going to throw the ball 95 miles an hour past somebody. But he does have the ability, one time through a lineup, to really toy with an opposing offense. Like that. Slow, 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 and then an 85-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees right down the middle, and McKee couldn't pull the trigger.
And I thought this was interesting the other day. I said, no one's paying attention to Tim Hudson there. Roy Halladay, most wins since 2,182, but Tim Hudson's got 171. But then I noticed there's Livan with 147.
Yeah, Tim Hudson, a little underappreciated too, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Walker bats. Talked to Tim this afternoon, as did Tom Hart on Braves Live. Said he feels great coming off his start. He said that the last couple of years he'd be walking around like a man ready for traction. He was loose and easy and feeling good after his first regular season start for the Braves yesterday.
Well, he looked great. I was talking to Frank Wren yesterday. I said, so Frank, so last year he did all what he did with a bad back? He goes, oh, Murph, it's been more than last year. I mean, he's a battler. It's good to see him healthy.
Oh, Livan wanted the inside corner. He takes a step toward the plate.
He just has that ability to just miss a little bit. His fastball looks better than it really is. But there's not a great deal of exertion. He makes it look so easy and steps right to the side of the plate he wants it to go. I really enjoy watching him pitch. That's a nice glove too.
They're not making any errors with a red glove. He can make errors with a regular glove, not with a red one.
Walker skies one to Michael Bourne in center, and that will retire the side. Good work for Livan Hernandez. 2 scoreless innings. Now it's up to the Braves bats, down 6 in the 9th inning. Inning number 9. We wrap up this series with the Pirates tonight. We will welcome the Phillies to town tomorrow. Join us at 6:30 for Braves Live, and a good pitching matchup. Cole Hamels for the Phillies. Brandon Beachy will pitch for the Braves.
How about Brandon Beachy's ERA? It did finally climb up over 1, but he's been brilliant. Hamels comes in 3-1. Halladay 3-2, but Halladay at a 1.95 ERA. And Joe Blanton, the third day, is not bad. He's already won 2 games. He's 2-3.
So Chipper Jones in the 9th inning gets things started. And Rysop with a quick strike. Another area where the Pirates have really improved is their bullpen. Meek throws hard. Lincoln throws hard. Juan Cruz, Hanrahan, Grilly all throw hard. Chipper into right center field, but that's going to be caught. Tabata's got it. And 1 man down in the 9th. Georgia Power customers can get a free in-home energy audit performed by an energy expert from Georgia Power. Learn ways to save money and energy around your home. To schedule an in-home energy audit, go to georgiapower.com. Perfect night for Hinske. Eric's 3 for 3. Has his average up over 315. It's a 318 to be exact.
It's the kind of night you relish when you haven't been able to get in the lineup a lot. Came in hitting .211, so when you only have 19 at bats and you go 3 for 3, that can add up in a hurry for you. But also, like you were saying, Mark, when it's so hard to come off the bench and hit when you're only getting 1 at bat a night or 3 at bats a week coming off the bench, the batting average can really suffer.
No question. That's what makes it so impressive. How many good at bats he puts together.
Hinske off the glove. Walker can't handle it. And if Hinske is credited with a hit, that'll be a 4-hit night, which matches his career high, and that's exactly what happened.
4 quality at bats from Eric Hinske. You know, it's interesting they didn't have that shift on. I don't know why they wouldn't.
He may have talked him right out of it
with that bunt.
With the bunt and then the double the other way last time up.
Exactly.
The last time Eric Hinske had a 4-hit game was July 3rd of 2004 when there was a team in Montreal.
I remember that. Try to forget.
He was with Montreal?
No, at Montreal.
Oh, I was going to say I don't remember him being with the Expos.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I probably confused. I remember a team being in Montreal. That's
yeah, Eric was playing with Toronto then. That was their natural rival for interleague play. And there was a story online today that Major League Baseball might be reconsidering those natural rivalry games when interleague play is an everyday occurrence next season when the Astros go to the American League.
Reconsider them in what way?
Wouldn't be as many of them. You wouldn't necessarily have 2 Mets-Yankees series or 2 Cubs-White Sox series or 2 Dodgers-Angels series.
Balanced schedule, boys. Everybody needs to be playing on the same footing.
Yeah, I agree. I think they ought to reconsider it. I think they ought to reconsider eliminating it. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I wish it would too.
Rysop will fire wide of second. Everybody's safe. And Clint Hurdle, I'm sure, is saying you have a 9-3 lead. Take the easy out.
Wanted the double play to get out of the inning and in the game, but threw a sinker running away from Harrison, who did not want to get in the path of Eric Kinsky.
Almost got his shortstop killed there.
So 2 on, 1 out. Matt Diaz will pinch hit. That play was scored a fielder's choice E6. Wow, really?
That's a tough call right there.
Look at that throw back to second base, or more accurately toward right field, tailing away from Harrison, and he was trying to get that 1 out. They weren't going to get a double play. He was trying to get the 1 out, but didn't get a good feed, and he gets the error.
If Harrison had helmet pads, he probably felt a lot better going after that ball. Technically, that, yeah, I can see where they're seeing that ball looked catchable, but a little degree of difficulty. Eric Hinsky barreling down on you. Which is good to see in a 9-3 game. Excuse me, Jim.
Yeah.
It's good to see. Hey, we're still going after you.
2 strikes to Diaz. And he's down swinging. That's 11 strikeouts recorded by Pirates pitchers in this game. And Michael Bourne, the final Atlanta hope in the ninth. Coming up on Braves Live, presented by AT We'll catch up with Braves skipper Freddie Gonzalez. We'll get sound from the Atlanta locker room, and we'll take a look at all of tonight's highlights.
Game started on a good note. Doesn't appear that it's going to end on one.
Freddie Freeman hit a first inning home run. Pittsburgh answered with 2 in the 3rd. Pedro Alvarez hit a 2-run homer in the 4th. Michael Navarro hit a 2-run homer in the 6th. Pittsburgh added 3 runs in the 7th. And that's where we stand. 9-3 Pirates trying to split the series.
Well, you just hope you'd keep those pirate bats down for another day. You knew they weren't going to go through what they've been through this whole month. Really very unproductive, as we all know and talked about. They broke out, took advantage of some mistakes and broke out.
Tell you another thing, I just looked at their schedule for the month and how they've hovered a couple of games under 500. They started off with the Phillies, then played the Dodgers and the Giants and Diamondbacks all on the road. Then they had the Cardinals. They won 2 out of 3 from St. Louis, and then Colorado. So it has not been a real easy schedule in April either, for the fact that they have not scored and still, if they win tonight, be 10-12. That's pretty impressive.
So how much of their offensive woes are lack of production by their hitters or the quality of pitching that they faced?
You got to give credit to some of those teams for good pitching, especially the Giants and the Dodgers, Cardinals, and Phillies.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, their pitching. What did we strike out? 14 strikeouts a couple nights ago.
Right.
Quite a few tonight. I mean, their pitching is legitimate. They're going to start hitting. Looks like they got a little more confidence going now.
And their road will continue in St. Louis. That's their next stop. Michael Bourne drives one to right. Tabata is there. And the Pittsburgh Pirates split a 4-game series in Atlanta behind big James McDonald. He struck out a career high 10, and Pittsburgh wins it by a 9-3 final score.